You're listening to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon, presented by 92.9 Tom FM, an iHeart radio station.
Hey, it's Kyle McMahon with Pop Culture Weekly. I hope you're doing good. Sorry if it sounds a little weird. I'm home this episode. I did a interview with Lee Brice. He's such a great guy. If you remember, I interviewed him back at the, July of last summer, right when his song Rumor had just hit number one. That was in DC for PBS, a Capitol 4th. So now I'm talking to him about his new song that was just the number one most added song at radio. So that song, One of Them Girls, such a great song, and the video is incredible. So make sure you check out that. Also, he has a duet with Carly Pearce, I Hope You're Happy Now. And that just hit the top 10. So it's a good week to be Lee Brice. So again, I apologize for the sound quality of me right now. I am recording from home. Next week, I'll be back at the studio and doing it from there as per usual. But I wanted to get this up to you ASAP. Enjoy my interview with Lee Brice.
So how you been?
It's not a good time to go on the wagon, I can tell you that. Nah, man, we've been good. I feel I'm gonna go sit down so I'm not making you dizzy.
Oh, but, you're fine.
Man, I've been good. I feel so blessed that got a little farm that I've been able to kind of like, man, I swear it's like 20 minutes. I take like 3 times a day. I take a ride out there, take the kids, do whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then just musically, I've been really busy trying to finish a record without being able to go to the studio.
Right.
I'm just in my studio doing vocals. And so now we're having to, because we got like 6 songs still to record for this record and have it done in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're sending stuff off to players and they send us stuff back, like a drummer will send us stuff back, you know, and like a bass. So it's just different. It's cumbersome to try to get a record made like that, but
yeah,
we're getting it done. We're doing all right, you know.
Well, so the last time I was with you, we were in Washington D.C. for PBS, and the big cannon went off. Do you remember that?
Yes, absolutely.
That was the week that Rumor went number one. Mm-hmm. And then now, of course, this last week you had the most added song at radio last week with your new one. And so I think obviously the pattern here is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
I think
right. I'll give it to you. I'll take it every time.
So you did a song with Carly Pearce, I Hope You're Happy Now, which was a great song, incredible. And then now you have a song, your own song that we're going to talk about. How did the Carly Pearce piece, come about?
Man, honestly, I just got a text one day from Enzo, my manager, and he said, "Hey, man, would you ever be interested in doing a duet with Carly?" And I knew her through like doing some shows with her, but that's about as far as I knew her, and I knew her music. I knew she was a great singer because I had done those shows with her. So I was like, hey, I love Carly. I think she's cool, and I think that she's extremely talented. I was like, but I said, it kind of really depends on the song, I said, but yeah, I'm up for it for sure. Is there a song? And he said, yeah, they got a song and they want to see if if you're into it, they want to try to get it done quick. So I said, well, send the song. So as soon as she sent the song, I was like, I am in, because it like reminded me of like this little bit of like classic, the 90s real duets that just really just were like, I don't know, it was country,
Right.
It just sucked me in back to the stuff that I grew up listening to. So they wrote such a great song. So I was in, but the only catch was they were like, so, okay, you're in. We love that. But we need to get this done like yesterday. So they already had the track and they had her vocal and they needed my vocal. Well, I wasn't coming home on my bus for like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, but luckily I had a studio on my bus, a real studio I've had for about 2 or 3 years now. I've been building it. And so I said, I can do a vocal for you out here and send you a vocal and send, you know. So long story short, the vocal that you hear on the record is the vocal I did on my bus out on the road. And I think we were out on the West Coast somewhere, like way out there, and did the vocal there. And so it just turned out great. And they, you know, heck, I even did the first version a little bit like Luke Combs, because Luke Combs wrote it. And so I was hearing his demo vocal. And so I was like, I wonder if this is probably what they want. So I kind of did it like he did it. And the only thing that Carly sent back was, hey, can you do it again? And like, just give me a little more like Lee Brice, that thing you do. I was like, well, I don't know what do you mean by that Lee thing, but I'll just sing it like I would sing it. And so I did that, and they loved it, and that's it, you know. And then, man, the song, it's crazy climbing. It's top 10. We just broke top 10, and I'm so proud of it and proud of her. They wrote a great song, and I mean, I'm just happy to be on it. And then now, you know, I got my song out, so it's just, we're trying to just keep the momentum going after Rumor, and it seems like it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of them girls, first of all, the video, I love the video. The song is awesome. Tell me about why one of them girls? How did that come about?
Well, honestly, it was like a thing to where the night before I had a session already booked. We had 3 songs picked out that were going to be the first single. Okay, we didn't know which one it was. We said, well, after we record them, we'll know what song is going to be the first single. You know, because usually after you record it, something kind of magic comes out. You never know. We loved all the songs. But the night before we had that session, I got a wild hair and said, man, I feel like writing tonight. So I called up two of my buddies, said, y'all want to write? So we started writing at like 10:30 p.m. By 4 a.m., we had written one of them girls. And by 9 a.m., I was in the studio that same session, and we bumped 2 of the songs off the session and recorded one of them girls. My 2 co-producers were like, man, we got to cut this right now. This is probably the first single. So it just was one of those random things where, I mean, it doesn't happen very often where you write a song, you record it 5 hours later, and then it becomes your first single. Like, that just don't happen very often, you know? And the title just kind of came from, we were just jamming on something fun. I knew what I had and what I didn't have musically on the record. And this is just kind of a feel I didn't have. And I said, let's just have some fun. So we were playing around, and then just kind of slipped out, you know, and just turned into that kind of song, you know?
I love it. And you know, some of the best songs ever, you know, you hear sometimes, you know, rare, but some of the best songs ever you hear, like, oh, you know, I just woke up at 3 a.m. and recorded it. And
yeah, absolutely. That happened with me with More Than a Memory. I woke up at 3 a.m, 2 a.m, and I started writing down some thoughts that were in my head. I don't know why. And I was writing them on a letter to an old girlfriend. And I was like, oh, well, that's a song title. And so then I just wrote that stuff down, and like, that is the real stuff. And so those inspirations are kind of, you know, far and few between. But they always turn out to be the special songs.
Yeah, and this is, I love the song. And is it, you know, you talked about the album. Is it a little preview of what's going to be coming?
It's a little bit. We've got, I think it's kind of in the middle of the pack on how good the song is or how much of a hit it is. As far as, I mean, the rest of the stuff we have on this record, to me, some of it feels way bigger than One of Them Girls. So we're really, really, really excited. It's in a good way. I'm so happy to say that, like, this record is probably a little more overall. It's a little more country. Like straight up stone cold country. I got some of those that, I mean, I'm strongly considering for second and third singles, like songs I want to be played on the radio, and they're country, and they're just, because, you know, man, that's just my people, you know. That's the people who come to my shows, and that's the stuff I want to be able to play for them, not just live, but on the radio. Right.
And when are you thinking that the album might be put together and released?
So I kind of got a deadline I didn't realize here recently. So I've got about 4 weeks to finish this record if I want to get it out this year. So we're going to try to get it out in the fall, maybe probably late fall. But that's the plan. But to do that, I have to have it turned in like by May, you know, 20 or something like that, or May 15th.
Right.
So I am busting it to get it done. But it's good because then I get to get this record done. And it's like me, every time I finish one record and when it's turned in and it's done, like I just go ahead and start making the next record. So
Right.
I'm always on top of it. But yeah, I mean, our goal is this year to have a record out, probably fall, early winter. And but to do that, I have to have it done in the next month. So
right. And you did a very special performance of a song that I believe you haven't even recorded yet recently regarding the pandemic,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, Hey World. Yeah, I just did it, and man, actually, I was in my studio and I did a little recording of it. It's very simple, it's a piano and a vocal. I mean, there's a couple little things I twinkled in there, but it's basically a piano vocal. And it just was a song that hit us the other day, and we just wanted to say how we felt. And I feel like how we feel is how a lot of people feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, because sometimes music, you want to play something fun and get your mind off of what's going on. But sometimes music, just like sad country songs, people want to listen to a moment and be introspective and have that moment of some true feelings and just feel it, talk about it, whatever. And that's what Hey World is all about. It's, hey world, leave me alone. I don't want to turn on the TV. Ain't nothing bad news on,
Mm-hmm.
So I actually just did a recording of it, and we're going to try to get it out on iTunes here in the next week or so, just to have it out in case people want it. They can go get it. It's not for any other reason other than I want people to have a song they can go dive into if they want to.
Yeah, it's a really special song. When I watched it, I was like, wow, like that. And it seemed unplanned almost, I mean, you're obviously pushing the lead single, which is an incredible song.
Right.
And then you're like, you know what? I just feel like I need to do this.
Yeah, that those moments don't come along very often. I was on Fox and Friends actually. And I was supposed to be doing my new single, what I should be promoting. But I figured, these moments God puts in our lives, and these, it was meant to be. And I just wanted to play the song, and my label weren't happy at first, but they did when they listened back to it. They said, that was a special moment. It was cool. And, they said, we got one of them girls handled. It's going to be good. So, and then actually we had our biggest week with one of them girls I've ever had with any song ever.
Yeah.
So it's all working out. I feel like it was the right thing to do, and at least put that song out there, and then I'm gonna have it here, available to people here soon. And it's just a simple kind of record. It's very simple, but that's kind of how it's supposed to be.
Well, and the thing I love about you in general and good art is that, we're not one-sided. You have the more fun, more upbeat, one of them girls, which is a great, sing-along song. Love that song. But then you also have, the more, as you said, introspective, artistic statement sort of piece.
Absolutely. It matters.
Mm-hmm. It does. Are you thinking, I mean, it's hard now with everything, but are you, I'm sure you're itching to get back on the road when everything opens up. Are you thinking of how that might look, or?
We don't know. I mean, we had just, was kind of, it's funny. Everybody kind of comes out, and at least every year or two, everybody revamps their show and does a whole thing and gets new songs in there and changes it up and changes the set list. And so I had done that, and we had just done about 3 or 4 shows with the band, and just started to get into the groove of this whole new set and lights, and then all this happened. And, and so we don't know when it's going to be back, as far as concerts go. So, I'm kind of like a lot of other people, kind of up in the air, you know, but we're going to go with the flow. We're going to, actually my bass player just texted me and said, hey man, send me some live board tapes, cause we record every night. Send me some live board tapes so that, I could just be playing along, because if you don't play these songs, like your brain will just, as old as we get, your brain will forget them, like little parts of them. So we want to stay up on everything. And my band has been with me for years and years. So they're great brothers. They're just they're great friends. But it's going to be all right. We just don't know when. That's the big question.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope that safely everything returns to normal very soon. And then, we need art now, art more than ever, and performances and that sort of thing. And I can't wait until we can safely do it and just lose ourselves in, performance. So,
I will say to your previous question, when we do, whenever that is, whether it's 2 months from now or a year from now, I don't know. But whenever we do get back on that stage, I think us as artists and fans in the crowd, it's going to be some pretty intense times, because everybody's going to be so ready. So that's something that we can look forward to. I think that's, somebody said the other day, I keep thinking about the things I can't do right now. And this girl said, but I realized that I wanted to make a decision to go, okay, let me think about one thing I can't do. And then for everything I think about that I can't do because of all this, let me think about the 3 things that I can do because of all this. Wow. And so she named off a couple examples. It was actually one of the teachers of my kids. And she had sent a big long email. That was just this morning. And I thought that's a really cool way to do it. So, like, what we can do is look forward. We can't play right now out with a bunch of people around us, but we can look forward to that time that's coming back. And we can write new music, and we can. So I think that's a pretty cool way to look at what's going on right now.
That's incredible. I love that. And I love that you've shared that with me, and now we can share that with others.
Absolutely.
And hopefully everybody gets the point. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Lee, thank you so much for talking with me. I love you. iHeart loves you. You are the man.
Well, we are so excited. Thank y'all for having me. iHeart too. All right, man. I'll see you soon, brother.
All right, brother. Yeah, when the album comes out, let's talk.
We will.
All right.
Later on.
Later.